You guys have heard the story in Minneapolis about the police officer who killed an unarmed Australian woman, and because she's a blonde white woman, everybody who is supposed to be Blue Lives Matter has done absolutely nothing. There's a GoFundMe for the Somali cop, and there's no donation, and I believe it was Darren Wilson got like $500,000. So if you can point any difference between this woman and Philando Castile, which I'm going to get to in a second, you can't. But anyway, so the police chief in Minneapolis, who was recently awarded to, or considered to be one of the top 50 leaders of some fucking magazine, whatever. But the Minneapolis police chief has been forced out. She had to resign from her position. Can you believe that? So here's what the Washington Post says. They say Minneapolis chief of police Janeé Harteau, I don't know how to say that, my apologies, resigned Friday, forced out by the city's mayor nearly a week after a police officer fatally shot an Australian woman who had called 911. The case has drawn international scrutiny and criticism and highlighted the limitations of police-worn body cameras. Mayor Betsy Hodges, who has previously called the lack of body camera footage of the shooting unacceptable, said in a statement, quote, "I've lost confidence in the chief's ability to lead us further. For us to continue to transform policing and community trust in policing, we need new leadership at MPD." So this is truly crazy. I'm going to get into it more in another story, but I will touch on it here. The difference between this and virtually any other situation, but we can make the prime example. You could say the Eric Garner case was very clear. The Philando Castile case was very clear. The Darren Wilson case was very clear. And in all of these cases, you have not had a chief forced to resign by the mayor, and you have not had unanimous support for the person who was shot by the police officer. Now, the thing about police brutality is it is not specifically black people who are being killed. It's disproportionately black people who are being killed. So police brutality, it shades over just black people, and of course it affects everybody. And we've seen that. We've talked about it. I mean, all the left-wing media has talked about it, and I've seen it. So this idea that, you know, oh man, like, I've seen a video, and I'm not going to mention who it's by, but it's just ridiculous. But the case in point here being this pressure put on for the chief to resign, and there were talks about the mayor resigning, is truly remarkable, and I'm curious to know why this doesn't happen in virtually any other fucking case. I mean, the list of names that you have to remember now to mention all of the police brutality cases, you have to have a really darn good ass memory. What's up, guys? It's Saul Hill here. You guys are watching The Progressive Voice. Make sure you guys click subscribe down below. We're fighting Donald Trump tooth and nail, and we need your help.